Good morning, everyone. This is Star from South Florida. I came on here to say, wow, I don't know what to say. Um, Yesterday was a very tragic, sad day. Um, I normally try not to talk about politics or religion on here, but for what happened yesterday and then today also, for what happened out in Utah, I could not believe what happened yesterday. Now, I watch Charlie Kirk occasionally, but not all the time. That man did not have a mean thing in his body. But for what happened yesterday to him, you know, he was only voicing his opinion about things. He was only 31 years old. 31 years old. For some person or persons to do what they did yesterday, there's no words for it. You know, there's none. I did not know him personally. I just knew him for what he did on TV and what he did. He went around to colleges, campuses to talk to other college kids. You know, there's some stuff that he said I did not like. I didn't, so I just, moved on, But when I found out yesterday for what happened, I came home yesterday. I came home and turned on my TV and heard what happened. This is just my opinion. You don't have to like my opinion. I wanted to come on so badly yesterday, but I decided not to. For what I'm going through right now and what this world is going through, I don't need to stress. But I woke up this morning and I knew it was 9/11. And we're supposed to remember what happened 24 years ago. And now I was watching somebody else's YouTube video, and I don't know if he was live or not, but I think he was. That, Charlie Kirk went out to do what he was doing, whatever his job, whatever he liked to do. How can you? There's not a word that you can say about what happened yesterday. And then you wake up this morning and it's 9/11 and you remembering what happened 9/11. I remember where I was on 9/11. I was in my old house. I was on dial-up. You had to have a landline. And I was sitting on my computer when the first airplane hit. But back then, we didn't have like the technology what we have today. And I saw the movie from Fox, or what Fox put together, Fox News, about what happened 24 years ago, 9/11. And that just brought back so much. I did not know anybody that died that day. I got off of the computer, the dial up, and the phone rang, and it was my girlfriend calling me, "Do you have your TV on? Do you have the news on?" And I'm like, "No, why?" And she said, "Just turn it on. Shut up, turn it on." So I turned it on. When I turned it on, the second airplane was hitting the World Trade Center. And it was like, what the heck? You know, it's been 24 years of 9/11. And then yesterday was with Charlie Kirk. We're always going to remember Charlie Kirk. You know, like I said, I did not know him personally. I just know him as Charlie Kirk. I watched a few of his podcasts. You know, he would come on this station on TV that my sister got me. Kind of, sort of, I like it. I do. I like that channel. And he would say some stuff. And, you know, some of the things that he said was, yeah, you know, it was like, okay. Now, some of the stuff that he brought up was, excuse me? But yet he was voicing his opinion. You know, some idiot or whoever did this to him, I hope they find this person and nail this person to the wall. That's just an expression, not literally nail this person to the wall. Whoever this person did this, and if this person did this for somebody else, nail that person too. Charlie Kirk was a patriotic person. He loved his country, loved his wife, loved his kids. He was making a paycheck. He did this. He did not go to college. He did not, you know, he did this because he was so patriotic. I'm a patriotic person. But yet I'm voicing my opinion. Now, should I be afraid of walking down my street where I live because an idiot wants to kill me because of my my opinion? And look what happened to that young lady in North Carolina on the train. She was going home, and that person sitting behind her did what he did to her. You know, something needs to stop. What is wrong with people, this world? It's happening everywhere, not just here in the United States. It's happening everywhere. I'm okay. I'm all right. I'm not getting upset because I don't need to get upset. I'm going through some stuff myself, and I'm doing okay, except for my hair. Oh my gosh, I am losing my hair, but I'm not crying over my hair. I'm not crying over what my body looks like. I'm not crying because, I'm just sad because of what happened in these last 3 or 4 days. That poor woman going home from her job, whatever job that was. I heard she was working in a pizza place or whatever. I'm not positive. But you just think about it and you're like, what is wrong with people? And I've been watching other videos of people giving their own, opinions about what has been happening lately. I'm not too happy for what people are doing or saying, and then these people are like dancing on TikTok from what I heard. They're happy that Charlie Kirk has been murdered. They're just so happy. And apparently they have whoever is doing this is they have a list of who's next. It's like, really? It's like whoever these people are, I don't even know who they are. And it's like, what the heck? Because just because they're voicing their opinions about whatever, and Charlie Kirk, and you're dancing in the streets, and you're just all high mighty and loving it. It's like somebody assassinated this man, this person, a human being. That's just gut-wrenching. Whoever did this to Charlie Kirk, he had a wife and young kids. And you're so happy? Something's wrong with this. It's just not right. And the sound of my voice is like sad. Well, yeah, hello. I'm just sad. I'm down. I'm not happy for what happened 24 years ago either, but I'm not happy for what happened yesterday or 2 weeks ago with this young lady in Carolinas. It's like, forget what I'm going through. I'm going through chemo. Well, that's not nothing, okay? I'm going through chemo. I'm looking happy here, aren't I? But for some idiot or idiots, to do something what they did yesterday, and then for these idiots that did this 24 years ago, and it still hurts me because the idiots that flew the airplanes and they did what they did, they practiced. They flew over my house practicing. And I heard they just, all they wanted to do was learn how to fly, take off. They did not want to learn how to land because they weren't landing. They were just going to do what they did. And a light bulb should have went off somewhere, but apparently it didn't. And 24 years ago it happened, 9/11. And we all knew or found out who was behind it, and that person is no longer around. And the people who did that flew the airplanes, took over the airplanes, ran into the buildings. They knew they were going to die. They just knew. But they practiced over, because I lived in a landing, a flight pattern, and they were flying little airplanes, practicing or whatever. And I don't doom the guy that was the pilot that was teaching them. No, I don't doom him at all. But something should have said something to him a light bulb should have went off, but that should have, could have, would have motif. But it happened, and we will never forget about 9/11 24 years ago. At least I will not be. I was sitting at my house. And then a few years later, they did the building, the monument, the museum. I went to it. This is my opinion. It's a beautiful museum. And my lady friend and I took the bus with her girlfriends and went into New York City. We walked around. The first time I saw the building, I think it was, we were over by the park where you can see the Statue of Liberty. And I looked up and I saw the museum. And all I saw was the people jumping out of the windows. After the airplane. And I just saw the video all over again, that section, that part of the, and this morning when I saw the movie and they showed people jumping out of the building because they knew they weren't going to live anyway. And it's just a flashback. Just like there when I was sitting on the bench. I think it was Battery Park, but I'm not positive. Now I'm crying. Now I have tears. I have sad tears. But I couldn't go. But then the second trip I took up to New York with my lady friend, we did make it into the museum. And I did half of it, half of the museum. Yes, I think it was half. It's when we got up to the part of the museum where they had photos and names of the people they still couldn't find and of the buildings. And I kind of stopped in my tracks. And I couldn't do it. I couldn't go any further. My heart sank. My heart sank. And to this day, I could probably not finish the museum. But I know that museum is a beautiful museum. And I'm not knocking the museum. That was just me. And I've only been up to into New York City twice in my life. I love New York City. I love Times Square. I love Manhattan. I even loved Rockefeller Center. And I love watching the EarthCam camera that's been down for a while of the Statue of Liberty. I can sit here, put it on my big TV, and just stare at it all day because I'm a patriotic. And I say thank you to the people, many people from France, many, many moons ago, that gave that Statue of Liberty to us to stand in the New York Harbor. Because without that Statue of Liberty, without her, my ancestors wouldn't walk through. They walked through the Statue of Liberty. My grandfather, my great-great-great-grandfather on my mama's side, walked through the Statue of Liberty. He came over, I believe, from London, England. And he was a twin. One twin stayed in London, and the other one came over to the United States. For what reason, I don't know, but I'm so happy to be a part of London, you know. My ancestor came over, and I'm proud to be born as a United States of America citizen, you know. I'm a born, raised Floridian, and I'm so proud to be Dar from South Florida. My full name is Darlene. My first full name is Darlene. But I call myself Dar from South Florida because I'm proud to be Dar from South Florida. The whole state of Florida is my home, and the United States of America is my home country. I'm proud to be a United States of America citizen. I'm kind of sort of proud of the United States, of the president, but I don't like some of the things that he's done, but we're not going to go there. That's a whole nother scenario. I'm proud to be Episcopalian. I'm proud to be kicking my ovarian cancer to the curb. I'm a strong woman. My hair is going crazy. And my hair, if it falls out, that's okay. I'm kicking this cancer to the curb. And I'm having another cancer treatment very soon. And if more hair falls out, I'm going to be bald and beautiful. Because everyone is beautiful in their own way. Yes, sometimes it hurts when I look at myself in the mirror. But then there's this power in me. I don't know if that's the word, but in me that says, I'm kicking it. Ovarian cancer, I'm kicking it. I want to live. I want to live. And for what happened yesterday and 24 years ago, today, yeah, we're all sad. We should be. We should be sad for today. And we should be sad for Charlie Kirk. I don't know. I don't have any hate in me. I don't have. There's really nothing that I have to say. You know, it's just a sad, very sad 2 days. And when I was watching this other gentleman doing his say about Charlie and everything, and there's no words to say what happened yesterday. You know, there isn't. And especially today. You know, if you're not sad about today, something's wrong. If you're not, you know, these people are dancing because they're happy for what happened to Charlie Kirk yesterday. They have no heart. And majority of them are, you know, young people. But young people wants to take our history away. You can never take our history away. You just can't. It's just not right. And Charlie Kirk's wife and kids and family, his whole family, gosh, what they're going through right now. I can't imagine what they're going through. I mean, I know when I lost my mom, that's a different kind of losing. But when your husband goes out to work to do what he was set to do, and then you find out that he's gone, how would you feel? There's no way of knowing. And just because of what I'm going through, a whole lot of other ladies have been through what I'm going through, what I'm experiencing. Last Sunday, I couldn't get out of bed. My eyelids won. I slept for 24 hours, on and off. But the next day, I was still kind of not with it. But everyone's different. But Charlie Kirk will never go home. Well, Charlie Kirk is hopefully up in heaven. He was a religious man. He believed in, this country. He believed in his Lord, his God, whatever he believed in. Just because he believed in, doesn't mean you have to take him out. But some idiot did, some stupid person has an agenda because what? They're mad because of President Trump? You could be mad, you could be pissed off, but do you have to do something stupid like that? Look, they tried twice for the president of the United States. Yeah, I'm not too crazy about the guy, but I'm not upset. Like, try to shoot him and kill him. Get over it. He won. And look what he's done so far. Some of the stuff I didn't like, but some of the stuff I like. But like I said, that's a whole nother scenario there. But I'm not going to hate the guy, hate the man, because he's a human. He's a human being. I don't care what he did years ago with this Epstein person. This Epstein person is gone. Get over it. I don't care what the president did years ago. I don't care. I care for right now. Right now. What's happening now? And what happened yesterday? What happened 24 years ago? Not when he was, gallivanting around. I don't care. Jeez. It's like me falling over after having that one shot. That was 3 shots, and I hurt myself. Will I do it again? No. No. Do I miss my fireball? Nope. Do I miss drinking my beer? Occasionally, but nope. I haven't had a beer since, well, the last time I went to the VFW. That was my last Sunday of drinking beer. Alcohol, any type of alcohol. I haven't had any since. But do I miss it? I'm not going to lie. Yeah, I miss it sometimes. But I'm moving on. And I do have a 12-pack in the refrigerator. Am I drinking it? Nope. Do I want to throw up? No, I'm going through chemo. My plan is to kick chemo to, or not chemo, but kick the cancer to the curb. Yep. That's my plans. And I think I've been doing it okay for right now. And like I said, I'm not going to lie. I do occasionally miss my beer. Drinking it out of a fancy glass. But you could put, like I said, anything in a fancy glass. Right now I have it in a goofy glass, but it's not a goofy day. It's not a goofy fun day. It's a sad day. No offense, Goofy, but I think Goofy understands. I'm a human. Charlie Kirk was a human. And all those people that died 24 years ago at the World Trade Center and around that area, and all the firemen and all the paramedics and all the police officers and everybody around there at that time who got cancer or got something and they died afterwards. It's just, a fireman is a fireman. A police officer is a police officer, wherever they are. I say thank you. And the paramedics and all the people around there that got sick from the dust that came from the World Trade Center, who caught something from it and passed away, their families. We will never forget 9/11. At least I won't. And I will never forget what happened yesterday to a man, a very tall man, that went out and voiced his opinions and said things and got a lot of young people, to like him. And whatever Charlie Kirk did to make these young people think. I heard he was 6'5". That's a very tall man. And he was young. He was born in 1993, I believe. He was 31 years old when he passed away yesterday. He didn't pass. That shot killed him, from what I've heard. Don't know if he died right there. I heard he died right there. And he died doing what he loved to do. So, but it's still sad. It's still sad. I didn't know him personally. Like I did not know anybody from from 24 years ago, 9/11. But it's very, very sad. And I got the sniffles, the runny nose. That's from the Claritin I've been taking. You think the Claritin would stop the sniffles? But I'm taking the Claritin for something else. But I think that's all I have to say about that. But maybe more, I don't know. But it's very, very sad. And I have nothing bad to say about anybody because it's not worth it. Really. It's not worth it. You can say stuff and you could do stuff. You cannot bring back Charlie Kirk. I wish we could, but we can't because some idiot did what they did. Okay, I'm not going to put that on there. Okay, let's go back. Let's get rid of that. Okay, let's get rid of that. Let's go back here and here. There we go. You know, my heart is sad. And I know a lot of people's hearts are sad for what happened yesterday and today, 24 years ago. But we will move on and we will try. At least I will move on, and tomorrow will come and life goes on because that's what it is. Life does go on. But I hope the people out in Utah, the police officers or whoever that's trying to find this person who did this, finds them and nail them to the wall. No ands, ifs, or buts. They don't have a heart. They never had a heart. These people, I just hate calling these people out. The people on the left, I mean the very left, whoever they are. I don't want to know who they are, but they're not happy people. They're not. And that's all I have to say about it. Because they don't have a heart. Do they have a soul? No. No, they don't have a soul. And it's very, very sad. So on that note, everyone who's out there on the porch, I hope you take a moment out of your day and say a little prayer. I'm not religious. I'm not a very religious person. But just say a little prayer. And let's all move on. But let's all remember for what happened yesterday and today, 24 years ago. And I hope you guys out on the porch, the YouTube porch, is doing well today. Whatever you're doing, I hope it's good. And I'm going to go. I am going to sign off. I might come back on with the chat room. If anyone wants to come in, please do. And I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye for now.